Some of the Hmong tribespeople were involved in the production of poppies, and under the CIA, the production greatly increased, and the revenues from the sale of those drugs, which were flown out by CIA proprietary airlines, were used to further finance covert operations by the CIA.
So, what the United States government did was to get the ready cash through Elliott Abrams that allowed drugs, cocaine, to come into these poor communities all over the country as a means to then serve the secondary agenda, which is to sedate and control and criminalize as many of those black and Latin people that they can.
One of the effects is to take totally out of the political picture a whole generation or two of young black males who either get involved in the drug trade and end up in prison, or who get involved in consumption and do not get involved in politics.
It's the state that builds the archipelago of prisons. It's the state that invents a rhetoric of 3 strikes and you're out. It's the state that invents a vocabulary that is soaked in crime, which is meant to describe the lives of young people, adolescents basically.
I've spent 19 years in prison in the United States for my political beliefs. You were the symbol that helped sustain me and other African American political prisoners. I say to you, brother, we love you and we will not give up the fight. We will not give up the fight. We will not give up the fight. We will not give up the fight.
I think we've had political prisoners in the United States for a very long time. On an official level, they would not admit this.
Of course there are political prisoners in the United States, even if the U.S. government will never admit to them. Political prisoners are the heartbeat of the struggle, reminders of what the struggle is really about. They have been behind the wall now 15, 20, and going on 25 years. They must not be forgotten.
So while I'm sitting here in prison today with 115 witnesses, 532 exhibits, electronic surveillance, electronic eavesdropping, no fingerprints, no blood, no weapon, no words, nothing ever said against me, but I'm convicted.
To this date, at least 800 pages of COINTELPRO and ADEX, or agitator index files, have been released to my lawyers in my name. Of course, thousands have not been. They're still classified.
We believe that the Congressional Black Caucus should have a hearing to determine the effect of COINTELPRO on the new African independence movement, the Black liberation movement, like they did to the left. That the parties responsible must admit they're wrong in those attacks of violation of those people's constitutional rights. It will then set a tone of reconciliation.
a single stone or a grain of sand, as we are each individuals. If we change ourselves, if we do one small thing, it's much better than people trying to do big things and for their self-aggrandizement.
The government and the system, the industrial forces, air, the earth itself, the genetic material within us all. It isn't just destroying it for people in Africa, or people in Southeast Asia, or people in Latin America. It's destroying it for every being on earth. And I mean every being. I don't mean every man, woman, and child. I mean every living entity.
All through history, no matter how much power has surged through totalitarian, through empires, rulers, and conquerors, whether they be governments or individuals as dictators or despots or tyrants, history has always shown that the human spirit will always prevail.
We do not exist as individuals. All of us have a mother and a father. So we come from a collectivity of these two beings. We cannot ignore that and say, well, I am. There is no I am. There is only we are. We are collective. All of us breathe the same air. We share the same sunlight. The feelings that I have in my heart are feelings that you have in your heart. We share spiritual vibrations.
Love is natural. Hate is unnatural. Hate breeds hate. So, but you know, but I have never known where you have overcome hate with hate, but you can overcome hate with love and respect.
I'll just say it in the words of Bob Marley. Stand up for your rights. Don't let anybody tell you what you can and you cannot do. You can organize, you can educate, you can make a difference.
We have to learn how to sit down and talk with each other first. Until we can sit down and speak with each other, sit down as men and women, sit across from each other and break bread, and to learn that we're human beings. I don't care, you know, how low you are considered in poverty, or what nationality, or how rich you are. Until we can learn to sit down with each other and discuss the problems, we're not going to be able to accomplish that.
Revolution is, first of all, change, personal transformation. Revolution is not a word to be afraid of, because revolution is ultimately the most natural thing in the universe. Revolution is speaking truth to power. It is people recognizing their historical identity and their future duty and necessity to transform this reality into a better reality.
I just want to be sure that everyone knows that I still have the fire in the belly, that I'll do what I can to be as productive from here as I can, that I have legal cases that will put these issues in the public record, and we will continue to share that with whoever, and that the international community should know that the New African Independence struggle and the struggle for justice is live and well. It's dormant, but here comes the wind. Free Mamiya.
At the end of this journey, let us look inside our hearts with forgiveness, remembering not only the past and all those whose lives were sacrificed to violence, but let us also examine how we are going to survive together as humanity into the future, with peace and justice for all.